Hi there, these comments are for NK, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. I'm listening to your diagnostic pretest for vowel and consonant sounds, and first of all, I figured out what the problem was with this lesson, this pat versus bat consonants, the P and the B. I had the video as a private video, not an unlisted video, which means that only I could see it. So I think I just changed those settings, so you should be able to view that lesson. I think this is pronunciation lesson number 19, so it should be good now. All right? Okay, now, I just listened to part A, so here are my comments so far. Now remember that each of these particular areas represents a lesson that you can review. The first one is lesson number 11. You're having trouble with mit, pit, lip, sit, hit. It's that particular sound you want to focus on. Lesson number 12, you're having trouble with that U, that Luke, or look, Luke, luck. So you want to review that one. Also, lesson number 13, the CHSH, cheap, sheep, feature, fisher, and so on. Lesson 15, the main thing is the glottal stop. This is what you want to focus on a little bit more here. It's this particular sound. In American English, we don't really pronounce that T. So instead of saying Batman or bitten, important, brightening, hat rack, threatened, we say Batman, bitten, important, brightening, hat rack, threatened. So that's a sound you can work on. And even if you pronounce it as a T, there's no intelligibility problems. It just doesn't sound natural, right? You don't sound like a native speaker. The next one is lesson 16. This is one you really want to focus on. Legend, legion, engine, azure. So you want to focus on that one. The next one is lesson number 19. This is a very distinct accent you're having right now with the P and the B. Pace, base. But even here, when you get to this word, and then the P is a voiceless consonant, the B is a voice consonant, so the vowel sound before the P should be shorter because it comes before voiceless consonant. The vowel before B should be longer, so then you'll say flap, flab, cap, cab, lap, lab. So that's also thinking what you want to work on, but also make sure when you pronounce the P, you produce it with more air. Pace, pay. The next lesson is lesson number 23, and it's the same thing I was telling you about lesson 19. When the P's at the end of the word, because it's a voiceless consonant, the vowel is shorter. When the D's at the end, a voice consonant, the vowel is longer. So then you say cart, card, tight, tide, fat, fad. So you have to remember that. And then also the tip, tip. You got to produce that with more air. Tip, dip. And also lesson number 24 you want to study and practice the exercises in that lesson. Thigh, thy, breath, breathe, teeth, teeth, and so on. All right, so what did I just say here? So lesson number 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 19, 23, and lesson number 24. All right. Now the next thing is you're now going to answer some questions, right? And this also helps me understand a little bit more about your speaking fluency and intelligibility of American English. So let's go ahead and listen to this.
Through, though, worth, worthy.
Notice how you said worthy. No, but that's a voice. It's worth, worthy. through, though.
And now let's continue with part 2.
Okay.
First question, what is your educational background and your work history?
All right.
Actually, I have a pharmacy bachelor, and
I would say I have a bachelor's in pharmacy. That's probably how we usually say that, a bachelor's degree in pharmacy or a pharmacy bachelor's degree. Probably say it either way.
I worked for 3 years in a big hospital in my town in Mansoura. It's a big town in Egypt, nearby Cairo. The second question is why it is important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation abilities of
Okay.
American English.
All right.
Actually, it is very, very important for me because first I want to pass the TOEFL exam and
Notice I want to pass the TOEFL exams. You need to pronounce that P with more air.
get the goal score for all the pharmacists to get their license, which is 26 score. And
On the speaking section and 24 points in the writing.
And I think I will not get it until I fix my pronunciation. And that is the first thing. The second thing, I think.
No, not that is, but that. Again, that's lesson 24. This, that, these, those. So when you produce that sound nada, you want to have your tongue between your teeth. So that is the thing that I need to do.
It will be great for me as I'm living down in the United States
Okay.
to have a good level or a high level of English to be more confident when I'm communicate and talk with people around me.
I would say when I communicate. Okay, that's good.
I want to talk very fluently with
Okay.
my kids' teachers and my kids' friends' family.
Now, if you can do this, this would be really good. I'm trying to think of some things to help you with your pronunciation. And one of them is volunteering. Now, you have kids who are in school, and I don't know about your schedule, but here's a suggestion. If you could volunteer maybe one day a week at one of your children's schools or child's school, and that means that you show up, you help the teacher with grading and different things, and you also get a lot of English practice. That's the main thing, is you're trying to practice English more to help you with your speaking. So my wife volunteers at our son's school usually once a week for about 8 hours, right? It's just something to think about. The main thing is, Nada, you're trying to find ways of getting more exposure to the spoken language. That's what you're trying to do.
And get involved inside the community where I live in. And the third and last question, what do you hope to achieve?
I would say the community where I live or the community in which I live. Usually when you say where, you don't have to say in or at. I know I do it though. I might say, well, where do you live at? Right? But that's actually not needed. I would just say, where do you live? As opposed to where do you live at? Or
In this course. Actually, I'm very optimistic. I looking forward from this course to help me to fix all my weakness points in my English. I'm looking.
I would say not weakness points, but weak points. So in this case, use an adjective before the noun points. And the adjective form of weakness is weak. So be careful of your word forms. So depending on where the word occurs in the sentence, Nada, it'll depend on whether you want a noun, adjective, adverb, or verb. Now, if you have more questions about word forms, go to the grammar part of my course. I have a lesson. It's called Word Forms, right? So make sure that you're using the correct word in the correct position with the correct ending.
Forward from this course and from your valuable tips and comments.
And then when we go valuable. I didn't write that one down as a problem. That's lesson number 14, but be careful. When the V's in the beginning of the word, Nada, you want to pronounce that with more vibration. Valuable, valuable.
To make me speak better, express myself better,
Okay.
deliver my ideas in a better way, and can organize my ideas faster and in a much more effective way than I do now.
Yeah.
And also write better and get the academic level of writing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my goals, and I think I will work hard
Let's go back to what you just said there. Hold on.
to deliver my ideas in a better way and can organize my ideas faster and in a much more effective way than I do now, and also write better and get the academic level of writing.
Okay.
Um,
And by the way, I have some great lessons to help you with writing, so make sure you go through some of those lessons. I will give you some really good information on how to organize and develop your ideas.
yeah, that's my goals, and I think I will work hard.
One more, I got to check. Hold on. Just let me go back just a minute here.
Yeah, that's my goals, and
That's my goals. I would say those are my goals, not that's my goals. Because you're using those, you talked about several different things that you want to be able to achieve because you're taking my course. So I think those are my goals is going to be better than what you just said there. All right? Okay, so now that you've completed the pretest and you answered those 3 questions at the end in part B, I have a pretty good idea about your speaking fluency and intelligibility of American English. Now, this is called my intelligibility scale. So I have my own kind of rubrics I use in addition to using the speaking and the writing rubrics to help grade your speaking and writing practice test. I have my own pronunciation rubric I developed for my course. So 1.1 will be high beginner, and then 7.0 will be near native speaker. So where are you from 1 to 7, right? And I think here I'm going to put you in the 4 area where you have obvious accent pronunciation variations, but these do not interfere with understanding. Use a variety of grammatical structures with occasional errors. You can respond to questions with sustained connected discourse, and you have varied vocabulary. So that's good, right? So I'm going to put you in the area of about 4.4 out of 7. It's good, but not good enough. At least not for 26 on the speaking, right? So if you want to get to the level, my pronunciation goal for you is 5.1 or higher. You want to try to get here where I can say this. Student has a barely detectable accent. Pronunciation is almost like that of a native speaker. Rare isolated mispronunciation, but no evident patterns of error. The student uses or exhibits a mastery of grammatical structures and has extensive vocabulary. Student speaks fluently. That's my goal for you, is to try to get you at 5.1 or higher. That would be really good. If you can do that, I think you would be very, very likely to get a score of 4 on most of your independent and integrated speaking tasks on the TOEFL IBT exam. All right, so there you go. So thank you for doing the pretest. I'm glad that you're one of my students. And remember, as hard as you work, I will work just as hard. If you don't work at all, then I don't work at all. What it means is you have to send me speaking, pronunciation, and writing practice if you want to get it graded. If you don't do it, you don't get it graded. So my course is self-study, but I do provide feedback in those 3 areas. And whenever you have questions, you can simply send me a quick email, and I will try to give you the best advice that I can give you based on my 22 years of teaching experience. And I think that's it. All right, Nada, have a great day.